Greetings and welcome to Destiny and Dice. This is our short story long campaign. It's a campaign set in the world of Eberron, which is awesome. You should check it out if you haven't. Greetings and welcome to Destiny and Dice. This is our short story long campaign. It's a campaign set in the world of Eberron, which is awesome. You should check it out if you haven't. If you want to know more about our characters and our players, you can check our website, destinyanddice.com, all spelled out. And again, you're already on the YouTube if you're watching this. Or if you haven't been there, you can go see past episodes as well as a couple of different little one-shot campaigns we've done for fun. That being said, we're going to jump right into our session. When last we met, the Shadowslayers were standing outside the cell block, looking in on the illuminated figure of subject A1131. They began with a cautious approach and stopped when they could sense magic in the pathway. After several attempts to understand its purpose, they had a clearly visible unseen servant drop a rock on the warding. Minor illusory fireworks and a fanfare went off. They also realized that the presence in the cell was illusory, though a really solid spell working. When they approached her, the seeming began to speak, announcing to them that she owed them for freeing her. So she left them with a parting gift, a spell which resulted in unconsciousness for what they can tell has been about an hour. And it also unlocked some of the power within the party members, allowing them new and different abilities. Not quite sure with what had happened, Z took some time to learn what she could from the cells with Bruce's help. Nix and Cherry shared some feelings. Rix enjoyed the interaction between the group's variety of familiars. And Kiz got some Gora cuddles in. From there, the Shadowslayers began the ascent back up towards the Orange Corridor, with stops to check in on things. It turned out that the body they thought was Brotor's was just an illusion, and where is his body now, no one knows. They next checked the scrying room, which seemed untouched, though Z did catch Oriana snooping around the chest upstairs. As they'd made their way from the dining rooms, having recovered a feast of wonderful food, Nix discovered that she could now see a holographic lock that had previously been undetected. Upon activating it, she found 4 more locks, which is where we left off. Shadowslayers, what are you going to do?
That's a good question. What are we going to do? You said there are, Nix can see 4 more, right? Can we get to the map to see it?
So there's 4 more at the...
Are you just gonna put tokens of our enemies on the loading screen from now on?
I don't know. Seemed like the thing to do at the time.
Hey,
Okay, yeah. So
do you think we need to do weird combinations? Because there's a lot of combinations.
Because we can't see any of this. Only Nix can, right?
yeah, only Nix can, because her dragon mark has started to manifest actual Caneth abilities.
at least mimicking a... do we want to do this now, or do we want to wait for later?
What do we think it's gonna do?
I don't know. Do we
Well,
want to find out?
if one of them takes us to the surface real quick, we can bypass the stairs. That'd be cool.
What?
What if there was a shortcut to the front door?
I feel like the shortcut to the front door would be the stairs.
But how do you move around equipment?
That giant
Back door that leads
wall that opens?
That you can only get to by a small circular stairs?
Reduce enlargement spells?
There's also the teleportation circuit.
What does there being a shortcut between this entrance and the main entrance have to do with moving large things in and out?
What exactly are we talking about here? That is the best
I
question.
kind of lost control of this conversation.
I think they wanted to potentially explore to see where this might lead, which would be upward. I'm guessing. We don't know. This is something new. We don't know if it'll even count. Attempts to use those locks, I suppose, since, Nyx is the only one that can see him.
Alright. Do we want to just go back up and get our rest and forget about this for now?
I would like to set up some traps for the Emerald Claw. Can't think of how to do them, but
Okay,
the
we
library-
want to do an ambush for the yes. Sorry, what?
well, the librarian implied there might be a lot more stuff between here. No, wait, but you said that the traveler said that the thing that the banana was near the
Door.
the front door, so that's why we thought maybe it'd be right there. I wonder if I misinterpreted how many flights of stairs were left.
I don't know if honestly, I think this place is purposely a labyrinth so that it will leave people confused. We could try the keys here, and if it looks like it's going to take a long time to get to whatever we need to go to use it.
Nyx goes ahead and uses one of the keys.
Alright, hold on. In case this, in our long history of trying things and something terrible happening, what if most of the group got ready to go back the normal way and just a couple of us tried the keys? That way, if this just shunts us to, I don't know, another dimension or explodes or whatever, then the rest of the group can go back to, the
We
important
just
stuff.
told Liana we weren't going to split the group. That was to go fight.
So with that, Nyx reaches down and sticks one of the keys, one of her blue keys, into a blue lock. Unlike every other time you've done this, the key stays in the lock and sits there.
Oh, can we see the key just floating?
You guys see what just looks like the key floating in midair.
So I'm gonna just hand her another key.
How many blue keys do you guys have right now?
I have personally.
We broke a few. We broke 2,
I have
I
one.
think.
Okay.
A bunch of blues.
We're just gonna try it then.
It looks like it.
So I just sorry, I'm just tired of keep
Waiting.
of the same circle of just
Yeah.
talking. All right, so we've got that one, and Kiz gives me one, so that's 2 keys.
I'll give you another. I
Janera,
think I've got at least 3.
Yeah.
So
I think
Nyx goes
Bruce
around
has
in a
one.
circle. Okay.
I was gonna say Bruce is gonna try to put one in based off where the others are.
Roll me a dexterity check.
Dexterity check. This is gonna go well.
Could have made it a wisdom check.
I was thinking intelligence, like aligning,
Okay.
mentally calculating.
Hey.
Nice. You managed to not think. There's part of you that's just because you can't see it, but you're like, no, let's do this. And you just kind of you feel it. As you lower the key down, you feel a little bit of resistance. And having felt it before turning these keys before, you just turn it. Is that the last key that's placed, or Nyx, you placed the last key?
Probably was the last key because it probably took him
Okay.
a minute to find it.
Gotcha.
Next does the third one turns and Bruce is just like, boop.
With that, the central pillar itself begins sliding to the south, revealing a passageway down with a ladder.
Leading up, downward, right?
Downward.
That goes down.
Yep.
Are we going to explore this? Because
with the light of the lantern there, you see that it goes down maybe 15 feet, and you see another circular room directly below you, with a staircase that appears to start spiraling down into the darkness below.
Right. Well, if we're going to do things without general consensus, I start down.
Is there anything down that we need? Okay.
You just clamp your feet to the side, slide down the rails, good
Yeah.
old-fashioned firehouse style.
Yeah, I'm a
down.
rogue. I do what I want until I need to do
How
it.
far is it down off the ladder?
Until it's a perception check.
About 15 feet.
Oh, Bruce is just gonna jump then.
Boom.
Probably
I'm gonna
landing
send-
right next to Rick's.
As Rix finishes, goes sliding down.
I'd like to send Fixer in after them.
Nyx is gonna go down as well.
Fixer flutters down. Nick
Sit on the
down.
floor.
Zaneem just sits on the floor where she's at.
If you two
Annoyed.
want to go into your familiars, I'll sit here and guard you. Yay! So I'm gonna get comfortable with Z and turn on Fixer vision mode.
I just love it. It's like we have two people with familiars they can see through, and they're just sitting there like, and Kiz is just like, Kiz, you should draw on their faces.
Are you? Who's all coming?
I'll watch these two.
So Rix, Bruce, Nyx, Liz,
And Fixer.
and Fixer.
Let's go.
Gora doesn't do
Yep. Liz
ladders.
is going. Wait, or where is Liz going? I think it's what we decided, right?
Sure, I grabbed everybody.
I'm guessing that was what Zaneem
we're all
meant when
coming.
she sat down, was she was going to send Liz? Or
I'll
was-
Z was just sitting down, but sure, she'll take a ride in, Liz.
just sit down annoyed, I think.
I think
That's
she.
what thought
I think she was
going
just
on.
annoyed.
She's a little mad at
This
us.
is gonna go, idiots.
Oh, Kiz is annoyed too. She feels like she was like, "Well, let's try stuff. Oh, wait, let's not try stuff, and then don't try stuff, and yes, don't try stuff." So yeah, she's listening.
Yeah, Z was mostly annoyed, but okay, fine. Whatever.
So you guys get down to the second room, and it's just the room looks almost identical to the one above you, except the ladder is central, and there is no column to which to put in keys. There is a staircase that does descend, though. You
Far
guys
can
continue
you
down the staircase.
Let's go.
Okay, how far can you go with your familiars?
100 feet.
Feet.
Can what is it? Liz see in the dark?
I think Liz has dark vision.
She's a dinosaur.
Are you taking your lantern with you? She thought about it, but decided against it because Nyx was following, and
I have. I'm fine, but I reach over to. Are you wearing a pauldron, Bruce, on your shoulder?
No, he's wearing a shirt.
Okay.
Does Fixer
I
emit
just-
light?
I
Or is
just-
that
I
day 212?
just reach over and grab Fixer, and I cast light on Fixer.
There we go. Fixer does now emit light.
I think Fixer does admit light, but probably no more than 5 feet.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
now he's emitting
sure.
20
But
feet
now
of
he
light.
glows.
I can see fine, but I need to make sure everybody else sees okay.
Does Liz has dark vision?
Liz has keen sight, which is not the same thing. So no, Liz does not have dark vision, at least not on her.
Stick close to Fixer, and you will have 20 feet of light that emits from him.
I was
Cool.
gonna say, why don't we send fast flying things down ahead?
Okay.
You know, that way we know how far this is. That way we're not walking for like 3 hours.
Okay.
But I don't think Liz can see in the dark. So is it lit up down there?
Fixer is, but not but ahead, is it?
Not
Like the
in your-
stairs aren't, right?
In your immediate sight, there does not appear to be light.
Yeah, she's just gonna bang in the walls.
Well,
There's no low-powered lights around.
No, actually, not in this particular chamber.
I mean, I can see okay ahead,
So Julia thinks that's interesting enough to note.
and Fix is emitting light, so I mean, if anything, Fixer can move forward and light the way. Liz might not be able to catch it, but Fixer would. I could
Doesn't
always,
matter.
I could always cast
Just-
light on Liz too.
Okay.
Kiz decides that since Cherry said that out loud, she'll just take notes.
I motion for Liz. Like,
This would come.
if Liz gets close enough, I will cast light on her.
Okay.
That's dark vision. She'd be like, would you rather I give him dark vision?
I mean, it's not going to cost me anything to use the spell. It's just up to you if you want how discreet you want to be, I suppose.
I don't know. I don't know if it matters at this point. But are we moving as well, or are we going
Yeah,
back?
just
I think we're
just
following a distance
make
behind
the
them.
dinosaur glow.
I made the dinosaur glow.
All
We
right,
now have two
Liz,
oversized fireflies or lightning bugs just
Liz,
moving.
do me a favor. Go ahead and fly until you find something different than stairwell, and then come back.
So hand in hand, Fixer and Liz fly down.
Aw. Now kiss.
I was just sending Liz because if something happens to Liz, Z can tell Cherry, and Cherry can tell us through Fixer.
True.
No, Z can't talk to Jalira. Yeah, not right now. We can talk to each
Oh,
other.
that's right. You don't have your senses.
And Kiz will be all
Oh,
like,
if somebody hits Cherry, she can come out of it, get a message, and then come
Kiz
back.
gets her frustration out by
No.
just smacking Cherry on the butt.
West.
Okay. Now that it's just going to be Liz coming down for this first shot, hold on 1 minute.
You
Oops, all familiars.
thought the name of the episode?
For Guara.
We didn't get to use oops all baddies, so, you know, I'm down for it.
Liz descends down the stairway. Gradually, as Liz continues to descend,
We are
What feels
following
like-
behind. We're just
Mhm.
letting that way. If something happens, she can either come back or we can get some warning.
so how far do you let her go down a full what you think is a full rotation before you move on? Or like do you keep her in sight?
Moves faster.
No, I told her to go ahead and then fly back when she's found something different than stairwell.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were following, though, right? Just like a reasonable
Yeah,
distance.
we're following, but I doubt she can
Yeah.
move pretty fast if she's just flying.
What's
And I
her-
doubt we were like sprinting down the.
What's her flying speed? Just to gauge.
60 foot.
60 foot? Okay. So yeah, we could maintain like a 30-foot distance from her to be safe. Or we could do a 20, up to you guys. At this point,
Yeah,
you
well,
know,
I figured we were just kind of moving at our normal pace, and
Yeah.
she's more sprinting down.
yeah. I mean, yeah, I imagine
way-
she's sprinting down. I mean, like, if she goes beyond 120 feet from where I am, I can't see her anymore.
Yeah.
Well, she goes around a corner, you can't really see her
Yeah,
anymore.
that
either.
kind of thing. So, that too.
Am I supposed to see anything, by the way?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I was like trying to figure out who's going down at what rate with what speed.
Yeah.
Are you on
Bruce's
a
point
separate
was
map?
the more.
I'm on the map that you guys are going to go to in a minute.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, Bruce's point was more to like see how long it's going to take to find anything.
To scout.
Because it's been like half an hour and she hasn't come back yet. Then I was like, maybe we should just save this for later.
Makes 3 full rotations around the spiral staircase going down. And while you're in sight, while she's still in your sight, she still has the range. Z, you notice that around you like below you there becomes a faint purple light.
Okay.
Do you have Liz turn around and come back, or do you wait until something big changes?
I would go towards the purple light.
Okay. So as Liz continues to descend down the spiral staircase, she comes another full rotation from 12 to 12. And the wall on either side of her fades away from a solid wall into what seems like drop spiral staircasing. So like wrought iron around both sides of you. To Liz's left, as you look in and into where this light seems to be emitting from, Liz sees a floating giant purple crystal. That is the source of the light.
Okay, once she gets a better view, she'll fly back up,
Purple's
Okay, so
Eberron.
Liz-
stand in front of Bruce and go, "Caw-caw," and then fly back down.
In Z's voice. Sorry. It'd be great. Just saying.
Well, I mean, Z can't actually like talk to anybody as the familiar, so
I know. I just love the idea of like her just being like a, make like teasing him and being like, and then just like flying away. It's for my
Well, yeah.
amusement. Sorry.
I think she found something.
Okay, so what order are you guys going down the staircase in?
I think it was Rick's Brews and then Nick's.
Yeah.
And Fixer's somewhere in the mix, like maybe on someone's shoulder or flying near.
See, Rex, Bruce, Destiny Dice, of course, because they need to move.
Yes.
As you gradually descend down the staircase, you, as I described, it becomes less wall and more kind of grating wrought iron work coming down a spiral staircase.
I think we found the power source. Are these Eberron crystals?
Kuiper crystals.
Or Kyber crystals?
They are Kyber crystals. Massive Kyber crystals.
Kyber crystals are...
Like that one is probably twice the height of Bruce.
And damaged in any way? Does it look damaged in any way?
They do not appear to be damaged.
Is there any?
They are encased in golden scroll work, from which they're suspended from chains, but they do seem to be kind of floating very gently. It's kind of bobbing almost as if in a caught up burst of air. What do you guys do?
Hey, Jalera, you know anything about this? I talked to Fixer.
Big crystals? I don't know. Maybe they're the power generators for this whole place. I don't know.
Can you speak through Fixer?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Like, because it hasn't had good powering around here. It doesn't look like it could have been damaged. Or does it look like there's any of the smoke kind of stuff that from A1131?
Oh, can I look around for what she's describing?
Sure.
Well, luckily we have a Canna Thoughterficer with us.
Yeah.
Nick's is like,
Grating
yeah, sure.
to the crystal itself is too small for Fixer to get into. Just heads up, he can't get into the crystal itself.
Okay. But the other equipment that's around, can I try and...
Fixer flies down the rest of the staircase and begins looking around. Everything seems to be intact as far as you can tell from this view.
Do you think Cherry's drooling right now?
Something.
Rogue Dragon's really digging the steampunk stuff.
Just the size of the shards probably would make Cherry
okay,
very
yeah.
happy.
Carrie is distracted by that, yes. Like, if they're not using it...
Shards that you have.
So can I try and make a guess as to the purpose of this room? These
Sure.
levers. Is that intelligence? Is that an investigate?
We're gonna call that one just a straight up intelligence check.
Oh,
This is how the bathroom works.
Fixer, as much as Fixer's trying to look at controls, like Fixer's like optical sensor seems to be focused on the giant crystal. And then as Fixer gets lower and gets down to the base platform, he what's Fixer's dark vision distance?
Oh, I had him up here. 60 feet.
Yeah, he sees that there are two more. This giant hyper dragon shards floating.
Well, I can see there's a couple more rooms, so
those are very big crystals.
Rough guess, if I could, or maybe this is something more Cherry would be thinking of. What would you be capable of doing with 3 Kyber shards of this size?
it almost looks like the theoretical designs I've seen for a flux capacitor, so this could be an impressive source of power.
As you scooch past both Rix and Bruise. I don't know how subtly you do it, but as you scooch past them and kind of get down to that last step, you see in front of you a control panel with 2 switches toggled to the front, 1 switch toggled back towards the other side, and there are 3 big turning valves.
All right, so Jalira, it looks like there's a control thing here. That's going back up the stairs, Jared, by the way.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, you're good.
It looked like a double thing.
I mean, if we really want to discern its purpose, we could always try flipping a lever, but
It could also bury us alive.
yeah, I mean, it does sound terrifying.
Okay, so do you think this is something that you could look at and figure out how to set up the defenses for this facility, or not?
I mean, is this for setting up defenses for the facility, or is it just powering different parts of the facility?
If we figure out where it's powering and how it's powering, we can actually divert them to where we want it, right?
I mean, just for something to also think about. What if this is only job is to power up a super weapon? I just
And we don't look. We don't have a lot of time. What I'm saying is, are we going to do this here? Are we going to try and figure this out? Do you think that this is something that we can figure out quickly enough, or should we just go up and start setting up an ambush for the Emerald Claw?
I mean, I'm concerned about the fact that they are dim themselves, so something is missing. Is there?
I'm just gonna wander around looking at stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to wander here. I'm going to look around to see if there's any panels with lettering or anything on it, or look for maybe a manual or something.
As you look at the front of that particular spot where you're standing, up and behind the wheel along the desk edge. So it's like, so there's the desk with the levers on it. There's a little bit of space, and then the wheel juts out in front of it.
Yeah.
You see main power.
Okay. I make my way over to this one and see what it says there.
Auxiliary power.
Can Fixer read this, or is this too small for me to be able to perceive?
It's nothing that Fixer would have paid attention to at first. Again, you might see something there, but there's something about the way Rix can read any and all text that made it stand out clearer for him.
Okay. I'm curious if the power switch looks like it's on or not. If it's on, then that means all the power's gone.
There
Rix,
are
what do
2
your
levers
traveler
facing
eyes
forward
see?
and 1 lever facing back.
There are two. This is the auxiliary power over here, it looks like. No, these are facing... two facing back and one facing forward, it looks like.
They don't have any notes, any labels,
That one
No.
says main power, this one says auxiliary, that's it.
but they don't say, like, first floor, second floor, third floor with a different level.
Nope. I'm going to go this way and see what this one says. Floop, floop.
As
Careful.
you step down from that step, because this is the first time I've actually seen you move your token down on the grating,
Yeah.
there is a burst, a spark of light.
How much damage do I take?
And the coils or whatever is influencing power below you turns on and starts to emit a glow.
Oh. Okay.
Did something change up there? As kids, I don't know how you're gonna do that. Holy.
Kids, did anything change up here? I think they found an on button for a power station. Just smack me once if... no, and smack it twice if yes.
Kisrael, nothing seems to have changed where you are other than Jalira talking constantly.
Okay, Kiss says nothing changed.
Right.
I continue this way. Courteously.
But that one says workshop power.
And all two are pushed. What? One's pushed forward. All three are pushed forward. So it looks like all the power. There's a lot of power likely directed that way. If I could ascertain that, or could I not?
Mhm.
So, most of the power right now is being pushed to this. Okay. I scamper back. I'm like, I want to check the other one.
What did it say?
Workshop power.
Okay, so this power's location. So
And
we
that
can
one
turn
looks-
everything on.
That one looks like it's on under full power. This one looks like it's under partial. What's this one?
This one has 3 different labels, one for each handle.
Okay.
The middle handle says normal mode. The right handle says flight mode.
Animal mode.
Flight.
And the left handle says self-destruct.
Don't touch the one.
You don't know what they say. Clearly, that's the one I'm gonna pull because no. He's like, all right.
It's just me metagaming. Don't pull the... Don't. Why do we even have that lever?
Generic, can you come here?
You'll let us know if I go more than 100 feet, right?
I think you're more than 100 feet right now.
Oh.
Like vision is starting to get hazy for both you and
Liz.
Lindsay.
Yeah.
Liz?
All right. So you can see here. This one says, normal mode. Kind of pointing to the one that was the one in the center, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one on the left was flight.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, okay, this one says flight mode, which I'm guessing has to do with the thing.
Oh.
And nobody touch this one. It says self-destruct. I mean, it could be a ruse, but I feel like that wouldn't be a joke, you know?
Flight mode, you think that... I don't know. I don't like anything about this one. It sounds really weird.
Well, it looks like... So normal mode is currently activated, but the other two are not, right?
Correct.
I think that it means the facility can fly.
That's kind of what it sounds like if I heard him right.
Would that be like an intelligence check? What
On
what is
who?
this labeled as? This area again?
The one, that's the one that has all the questionable levers.
Oh, I meant to... This is the information for the... Oh, no, I don't know why I did that. Give me a second. I need to post a description of light, because I used that spell. Alright, Alright. I mean... I don't know, it doesn't...
Bruce, now that you're down here while you're speculating, Rix, Bruce, the way the way these crystals are rigged up, kind of familiar.
Like an airship.
How these crystals are bound are very similar to the way that Odiana had bound crystals to the Enchantress song.
What type of crystals did she use? Because Sybaris are normally for Dragonmark stuff. Kyber are for elementals.
It's probably Kyber
I think
shards.
most ships have a Kyber heart, and then the wheel is made out of Shiber.
Sybaris.
Sybaris, thank you.
So it can be run by someone
The
from
crystals
House Lorrander.
that she focused primarily on were Kyber crystals.
Okay.
And they use the wheel with Sybaris because it works with the House Lorrander mark or whatever.
Yeah, any Dragonmark item that's meant to interface with a true Dragonmark is made out of
Gotcha.
Sybaris crystals.
Okay.
Bruce is gonna reach forward with his hand and just see if he can sense anything. Like, kind of, I don't know, reach out with his mark a little bit. If any of that's possible.
From where he stands.
Yeah, sure, why not?
As you close your eyes and meditate and reach out with your feelings, you feel the force flow through you towards the Kyber crystal. Wait, sorry, wrong story.
Wrong Kyber.
As you kind of lift your hand and feel your hand out, you kind of focus on that sense of Kuma that you've been far more apparent ever since you started on this particular adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And you sense that there is power in the crystal in front of you. It's just dormant right now. But like a sleeping dragon, there's a lot there.
Hmm. How far was this trip? This wasn't a very long travel on
No,
the stairs,
not
right?
very long at all.
Okay. Cherry, could you just get everyone down here? This is
Okay.
So she pops out a fixer and talks to.
They want us to go down. It's not far. It's not a big detour. It's not like there's a whole level of labyrinth to worry about. Do you want to come with?
What
That
you
we've
think we need
seen so
to jump
far.
that?
Here, I'll go ahead and head down. You guys don't have to come if you don't wanna.
If Z would wander down, she's just gonna bitch and complain the whole time.
I really don't want to leave Cora alone up here.
It's a 15-foot jump. Can she make that jump on her
Yeah, she
feet?
can do 15, right?
Right.
And then Bruce can carry her back up.
It's not like it's going to be like stories and stories and stories of climbing
you
on a
might be able
ladder.
to make a 15-foot jump, and yeah, Bruce could carry her up.
Or even like hold her up and she can just
Help her up the ladder like that dog in the swimming pool.
You guys come down.
Can I drag my token?
Yeah, you'll have to drag your token out from the side. I apologize for that.
Good. I mean,
So since at least part of it is obviously facility, this isn't just all like super weapon related. We might be able to turn at least these switches back on.
well, we don't know how much it's going on. Most of the power is being pushed toward the workshop. If we power down the workshop, it would limit, I think, what Odiana and Colin can do, but we don't know what the side effects might be.
We can leave the workshop on full mode. Do we think we can
Can we?
I can't think of a reason why powering up the facility would go badly for us.
Well, I mean, two of the two auxiliary wings, it looks like, that have no power right now. And then there's one portion of the main power that's not functioning. It's possible that that main power one relates to whatever the controls down this way are related to, because they're all connected to each other.
I mean, I'm almost wondering if Pirate Lady intentionally turned things off to thwart Odiana and Colin from ever leaving. But how she can get in and out of a cannon facility is...
Do you guys describe the self-destruct thing to me?
Yes. Kids, don't touch, please.
No. I mean, it'd be really cool if we could get the arrow claw in there and blow that hole. Because
Yeah, I just would.
But
I don't
if
want to
it's
die
the-
with them.
if it's the construct that's blowing up, it might damage the ship. And Clytemnestra, or whatever her name is, we punish Odion and call him.
We know
Also-
that it's just talking about the construct.
That's why I don't really want to touch...
understand how the construct is even connected into this whole system right now.
I don't understand how Kenneth connects into this stuff. To me, a root system makes sense. Rocks cleaning themselves? Not so much.
Well, look at this as
I s-
like roots and branches. He points at the wires and stuff.
Yeah. Could one of these wires be connected to the device?
I say we leave the one that Rix is poking at alone.
I'm not poking at it.
And
I'm
then
making
turn the
sure
other
no one
one-
else is.
That's fair. We leave that one alone. We turn everything else on. Maybe they'll even have an escalator.
Or we could leave the things off. If we find an area that's unpowered, we know how to come back here and turn it back on.
We do want to see if the other auxiliaries will open up. I mean,
I want to say yes.
Or
And dim.
this
So,
this thing is not at full capacity right now, it looks like.
yes, and everything, all of the places. So we've already been around and we've seen where things are not powered up.
all the cool stuff is powered up, though.
So, I am going to put my hand on this one here and go, you want me to flick the switch?
Gonna hold like Laura, and we're just gonna cozy towards the edge. Something safe looking.
Well, by the way, Jalira would have thought to bring her lantern.
Yeah, she would have.
I'm sure, just because I didn't think about it. Shoot.
Do I push the lever?
Cherry, is this a system you could cast Identify on?
I could,
Cool.
in theory,
I think perhaps.
in a world of infinite magic.
Could you ritually cast it?
Okay, I guess 10 minutes won't make much difference. But I don't have the ritual version.
So Kiz grabs the lever and
Wait.
pulls it.
What? No,
She was joking. She was joking.
Character.
She was
Wait,
just
wait,
quoting.
Oh, the background!
Oh, come on.
I'm glad
Alright.
I was gonna do it, but you guys want to
I
do
was
identify,
trusting my
so
artificer. We do teamwork, which requires separation of duties.
Alright, I guess I can try casting Identify on this panel and see. No, wait, we can't share the portal.
Yeah,
Or can we?
okay. You do it, because
Z's snoozing.
Gonna go ahead and search.
Oh, she's not.
she's
okay,
awake.
she's awake. We thought you were falling asleep. All right.
I mean, she does. I am not nice.
Wait, Z, you could.
Yes?
Could you ritually cast detect magic?
Sure.
All right. If you could virtually cast it, we can kind of see maybe what sort of magic might be behind or functioning within
Well-
these levers.
I have identify or detect dragon mark. I don't
Oh.
have detect magic.
Gotcha. Never mind then. I apologize.
I have detect magic.
So maybe we can get Z to do identify as a ritual and you to do detect magic as a ritual and kind
Sure.
of see what we have working. We're working with here.
All right.
Okay.
Sure.
What's
I-
what are you looking
Um,
for, Nick?
Looking around to see if there's any possibility of keys.
Yeah,
And
I will
maybe
join
behind
her
as
in
look-
that search.
So you're
I-
looking for keys.
I am looking around for she's looking for keys.
No.
I'm gonna look around for anything that is not just like out in the open, so to speak. Like notes or keys or whatever. Anything. So mine's more of a general investigation, I guess.
Try to
21.
say two, though.
Okay.
I'm also
Julia,
just
you've begun your ritual for detect magic. Z, you've begun a ritual for identify. What are you identifying?
The kyber crystal?
You have
I
to
mean,
be
let's-
able to touch it.
I'm guessing the panel.
The panel.
Sure.
I'm also curious as to what these apparatus are, but
Want me to investigate?
Bruce, what else are you doing anything or just kind of watching and seeing what plays out from here?
I think he's just been like looking around, trying to get see if he can get an idea of what all this is. You know,
Gotcha.
what is its intended purpose? Is it just powering? Does that lever lift the building or blow up the building, or is it just for powering the construct up there? Is there a way to turn off the librarian? You know, just any general.
I like the librarian.
Yes, but he is preventing us from taking books out. That
So yeah,
wheel
he's
of
just kind
water.
of generally trying to get a sense of the area. I can roll an investigation check for him if you want, or
That would be great. Roll me an investigation check.
So, Nyx is looking for keys. Rix is looking for anything that he can find.
oh nice.
Julia is increasingly starting to like the idea that this could be a potential base of operation, which is why she doesn't mind the librarian. Maybe she can work with the librarian to create a sort of device that bamps back books, like once they're overdue.
Is gonna
Okay.
look at this thing and marvel stuff she doesn't understand.
Nyx, as you look around, poking around, looking for things, no holographic images present themselves to you. Nothing, nowhere where you think you could stick a key and have something happen. No effect.
The other
You're looking in little pocket spaces, reaching behind things. You also are unable to find any keys. Rix, as you're investigating around, you find a set of initials in a heart.
What are the initials?
M and M.
Well,
Okay.
It's in a little heart. Like somebody thought they could get away with,
A little bit of vandalism. It's fine.
a little bit of vandalism
Stick,
down here.
stick
but
to the man.
Yeah, it's more. It's on the pipe and below the stairs in the back of the middle section.
Yeah. But there's nothing else. No.
Nothing that seems to be triggering anything that makes you think this might do something or this might lead to more. Nothing that's setting
Okay.
off any fences. No traps abound
Okay.
as you're looking there. Bruise, as you are rooting around the panels, kind of looking at everything, you check over by the self-destruct panel. You're taking a minute to kind of look at how things are hooked up. Having been with Odiana enough, you have a rudimentary understanding of how her machine powered the Enchantress song.
Mhm.
As you're kind of looking here, there's some similarities, but it looks like they shortcut it a lot using different means of your best guess, different means of arcane devices versus the hard work and engineering that she put into making the things function for your ship or for your old ship. You see the self-destruct like kind of following where it goes, looking at how it connects to everything. It takes you a minute, but you see that like that switch is independently connected to all three crystals. Kind of like tracing the bundles of cabling that are going, the piping that are under the grates below you.
Mhm.
With that, the normal mode, like you kind of follow it along with the normal mode switch, as well as the flight switch, seems to run independently to all three crystals. Zanim, as you finish your identification, nothing seems to like it's there's nothing that comes up as identifying as a specific spell or magical item independent of just a magical system is in place. And Jalira, as your detect magic goes off, everything around you starts glowing.
That's glowy.
Oh.
Kisriel, what were you doing during this time? Are you poking at that machine that's in front of you?
Like, only if I think. But poking is a strong word.
It is.
She is investigating. No,
Roll me an investigation check.
she is looking at it.
You're investigating it, like Brew's making the offhand comment, well, think about this like trees and roots. So you kind of like get up and under the machine a little bit, looking at it. And at the base of this one, under this one, as you look up and under at it, you see a dragon mark etched into it. It is the dragon mark of making.
Somebody drew a dragon mark there. Candace. Mark of making, blah, blah.
Where?
Under here. We'll try poking it.
Nothing seems to happen.
Nyx is gonna go over and carefully poke it.
Nothing seems to happen.
Okay, good. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Nifty stuff. You want me to keep taking notes? Sure. Everything goes.
Are we lighting this up?
I mean, I still have my hand on the lever. It's like I'm ready to do it if you want to try.
Rix has the lever halfway lifted across.
No, I don't. I'm just like my hand is on it, just waiting for someone to just say yes. And as soon as I get that yes, that switch is getting pushed.
So it
Okay.
seems like the self-destruct and fly is rigging to the entirety of the crystal matrix, so most likely it's to activate for the facility itself. I mean, I don't know if it'll be like the entire facility or part of it, but I don't think it's something independent of it.
Hey, Rex.
Same with the self-destruct. We should maybe you want to put some gum in there so that you can't
Like, who would put a self-destruct button on your stuff?
No, I imagine Kenneth probably wants to keep their secrets. And if they feel like someone is going to take their secrets, they'll make sure that those secrets are destroyed even to them.
They blow this place up after the morning.
I think they were already dead. or they didn't have the access or the keys necessary to get down here.
I mean, she's right. The Doctor Captain Gala, she barely got. She almost got out of here alive, but yeah.
All right. So, should we go ahead and pull the lever? See what happens. Everyone agree?
What do we think it's gonna do?
Probably
Turn on the lights.
probably more of the facility power. Hopefully not turn on a big beacon and neon sign that says, "Hey, Black Claw or Emerald Claw, we're right here."
Although this means we probably shouldn't split the group unless one of the other somebody else wants me to try to explain the harmonics of the spells I was able to ascertain. So, like, if we run into one of those fireballs again, we could just say, "Hey, we're trying to save the place. Please don't kill us." And
Based on Bruce's looking at the matrix and everything, does it look like pulling and activating this is going to pull power from the other crystals, or activate it in and of itself?
That panel itself seems to be hooked to that crystal solely.
Yeah. So I guess my thought is there power being shared between the three of them? So if activating one's going to draw energy from the other two, so they're now, or is this just going to start this one up and it's not?
Your best guess is that flipping that switch will affect only the crystal that it's linked to right now.
Okay.
It appears, this panel itself appears to only be linked to the central crystal.
That's okay.
So it should not be pulling energy off of the opposing two.
Okay. All
Right. So
okay,
I pushed it.
Well,
That's all I needed. All right. Okay. What if we just overloaded it and broke it?
so far so good. Nothing's exploded, but nothing sounds like it's happened at all.
The
Okay.
god of this world has yet to enact what he plans to do. Oh no.
He's just having fun with us.
I really am just having fun with you. This crystal begins.
It's okay. I have relentless endurance. I'll be okay.
You should survive this. Should survive this.
The only one to survive this.
You flip that switch. Cherry, as your detect magic goes on, you see untyped magic kind of flow from the board into the crystal. The crystal begins to glow and pulse. And you see it begin to start straining against the chain, like lifting up towards the top of the changer and like pulling taut on the chains. As full power begins to generate from it, you see the intake pipes that are in the circle. You can almost see the haze of magic power coming off them and going into the pipes.
Dude.
So, do you want to see what lights we turned on?
Does anything else happen in the area?
Fixer, who was hanging out on the chains, decided to get off and back away.
Nothing else seems to happen in this area.
Okay.
Are we going up?
I guess we can see what we turned
Do we
on.
want to turn on the auxiliaries as well, or are we just going to go up with this?
Well, how are the auxiliaries connected? I mean, are the auxiliaries connected to this crystal alone, or are they connected to other things?
Z was the one that investigated it.
She was trying to identify the panel. She wasn't investigating it.
Oh, I thought
Z, what are you
that
doing
might
right
help
now?
it. Sounds nice.
Oh,
Might I suggest a relocation of positioning?
For me?
Yeah. Not your token, your physical location.
No.
Okay. Well, I tried, guys. Zanim. They've thrown the lever. They've started up power to the one crystal that's there. It's glowing and kind of straining against its chains, but not like it's going to like break anything. It's just as if the full power mode has left it in full activation. The question was the auxiliary panel hooked up to anything else, correct?
Was it
Yeah,
connected to one of the other crystals, like it was going to affect the other crystals, or is it going to is it connected to only this crystal?
The auxiliary panel does appear to be connected to the other three crystals.
The other two?
Yeah, the all to connect to
three.
all three.
Okay.
All three. That's what I meant to say was all
Okay.
three.
Okay. So I'm going to make my way over here. And the one that is pushed forward, I'm going to make the deduction that that is connected primarily to the southeastern crystal, as it is the one that is fully. Is the southeastern crystal look different? Does it look like it's got more power in it, or?
The southeastern crystal does look like it has more power running to it at this time.
Okay.
Like it's the primary crystal where you are now looks more akin to what the southeastern crystal looks like.
Okay. So, whatever power we had before was powering the southeastern crystal already, correct?
Correct.
All right. Now we have this one at full capacity. I am going to look at the middle and the right lever.
All right, lever.
Will I be able to ascertain which one is maybe connected to the stuff in the southwest?
Roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
Hey guys, what would happen if Fixer or Liz just went over there and touched it?
15.
15.
Mm.
From what you're able to detect with Bruce having pointed things out, you're familiarizing yourself with it more. You're sure that the right hand lever would probably affect the southwestern crystal, and that the middle lever would affect the main crystal.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm not even going to ask. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to move the middle crystal or the middle lever up to turn it on. To see what happens.
Flip the switch. Silence. Nothing seems to happen.
Okay. So I'm going to, in my head, I am assuming that whatever I did, there is auxiliary power elsewhere that this crystal feeds into that is connecting to other places in there within the facility itself. Okay. I will point to the one on the right, and I'm going to say to the other, I turn to the other, so like, this controls that down there. I don't know if we want to mess with it yet. I assume no.
Unless that powers up the defense systems for the workshop.
It powers up the crystals that says the crystal that has the normal mode, the self-destruct, and the flight.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So
I meant the one that looked like it would.
yeah, the middle level I just pushed. I'm guessing it affects other parts of this facility. So we can leave this other one off for now, or less powered. I would like to, until we've kind of taken care of, make sure that Odiana and Colin are alright. Because we don't know what this does. We can assume that it's going to fly up in the air, but we don't know how it's going to do that.
Do you think this place can fly? I'm not crazy thinking that.
It says flight mode. I'm thinking this thing can fly.
Not completely crazy. It seemed completely crazy.
Unless flight mode is a different side of flight, like isn't running away, isn't burying itself deep into the ground.
There's also the dragon.
I am happy with what we've played with, and I'm happy to leave this place alone now.
Okay.
You sure you don't want to like go steal that kyber shard? Do it. I'll help you.
Hey, Mike.
Hmm.
While they're doing that, since they've activated this one near Bruce is like aware. Well, let me know if Bruce is generally aware that, like, generally when it comes to like crystals like this, you trap something inside of it. Like elementals are bound to air vessels. Can he? I don't know. Now that it's activated, try reaching out again and see if he can get any sense of what is powering this thing.
Sure.
Still
Roll me a charisma check.
Ooh.
Oof.
You take a minute and focus on your inner senses again, reaching out.
Point of
with-
inspiration.
Okay, are you going to use that inspiration?
Should I? What do you guys think?
It's worth a shot. I mean, if you can get an actual reaction out of it, that'd be great. Otherwise, you know,
Why not?
you'll probably make a joke at some point today to get another one. It's better.
14?
14. As you reach out, close your eyes, find that sense of Kuma that exists with you, and you kind of reach out with that same sense towards the crystal. There's this almost initial rebuffing that you feel against it, but not to be daunted, you continue to focus on and push through. And you find yourself kind of drawn slightly away from yourself. And you find yourself standing in this kind of crystalline environment. And in front of you is, you're not quite sure. You look at it closely, your best guess is that it's some form of elemental. Its flickering, fiery nature makes you think it's a fire elemental of some kind. However, its shape is odd because it has taken the form of a dragon and is now staring at you.
Which Cruz has only ever like seen pictures of at best, right?
Right.
Yo. How much bigger than Cruz is this thing? Comparable in size? Is it much larger than him? Is it
A gargantuan-sized creature.
how's it going?
Who are you?
Look, I don't want to like drag you into my problems, but I think the closest answer is I'm not 100% sure. But they call me Bruce. Is he in a corporeal form as far as he could tell? Bruce?
He seems to be made of flickering fire.
No, sorry, is Bruce in a corporeal form? Like is
Bruce,
he standing there?
Bruce, you feel
Or
like
more
you're
like
in a
my
form
conscious.
standing there.
Okay, because like he would gesture to his mark and be like, "This is Kuma."
Its eyes, which seem to be like locked onto your eyes, momentary flicker down to your chest, and then flicker back up to your eyes. Almost as if it's trying to hold you with its gaze. Something you're familiar with, as Z would practice on you when you were little. However, you don't feel any magic emanating, like any hypnotism magic. It's just this almost force of personality that is making you look up at it as much as it is looking down at you.
So, yeah, I wasn't really expecting this, so I'm not like super prepared. What are you? Who are you?
Still staring at you in the face, and then it looks like it's going to like. It looks like it takes him, and like its side looks. Think like you can tell because you're just kind of staring at it so closely. It looks like it wants to just tell you a lie and send you on your way. However, it's genuinely curious as to how you got here. So, like you get all of this in just kind of an impression, and then I have forgotten my name.
Oh.
But I'm the spirit of this crystal.
Pleasure to meet you.
I have been asleep for a long time. Was it you who woke me?
I don't really know what a long time for you is, but my companions and I suppose you could say, did.
It is good. What would you have me do?
What can you do?
Takes in a deep breath. And everybody outside the crystal sees the crystal stop pulsing and then just generate bright light. As arcane magic surges from it and through the chains and up into the facility above you.
No.
And it stops.
What'd we do?
Bruise,
Touch.
you feel the most intense heat surround you, but almost as if in reaction, your dragon mark freezes cold, trying to apply a barrier of cold and ice to keep you from being burned.
Okay.
Like as you stand there, like ice slowly begins to form on your chest and almost in a webwork pattern spiral out from your dragon mark and beginning to cover your entire torso.
I got armor of Agatha.
How'd you get that?
I'm a warlock.
Dang it.
I
Barb.
I guess Bruce will stand his ground and just kind of.
Sorry, not as much as I would like to.
Well,
As the heat kind of comes down, the crystal starts to go back, resume its kind of glowy pulsiness. You guys can't see my hands because they're too low, but I was all like glowy pulsiness.
We can see the peripheral portions. We're good.
Cool, awesome, I love it. I, unfortunately, am not what I once was. Why have you come?
came to this facility or here in the crystal with you?
Yes.
Came to this facility to you know what, I might have to get back to you on that one because I think it's kind of changed a bit. But I think in general it was for like noble purposes, like helping and protecting things. And this crystal, because I'm an impulsive son of a bitch, and it seemed cool.
Very well. Can you return to your friends? Or do you need help?
Just gonna glance down.
Can't do anything.
Kuma, you got this. I guess if we're done here, nice to meet you. Do you want a name?
Sure. I'm gonna regret this.
Uh,
Maybe next time.
Galvez.
And he shoots a fireball at you. Like he breathes out fire onto you, and you find yourself forcefully thrown back into your body. Can you make for me a Constitution saving throw?
Sure. Yeah, let's see how that goes.
Isn't your con stupid high? Because of the belt?
19.
Yeah.
You keep your feet, but you almost feel like you might have been shoved onto the floor.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was like you stay on your feet or if Bruce was in danger of losing his feet.
His feet just
Stay-
catch on
You
fire.
stay on your feet, but you feel like whatever he did to put you back in your body could have knocked you on the floor, if not back some.
Yeah, I imagine Bruce would like stagger like half a step back, almost like he's been hit in the chest, and oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Looking at the crystal, nice to meet you.
You talk with the crystal?
Hey everybody. That was weird. No, talk to whatever is in it, I think.
Something in the crystal?
You touch crystals and now you can talk to crystals?
Maybe.
I mean, with this place,
I don't think that's what happened, but I mean, not the crystal. The crystal's just a crystal. Whatever's in the crystal.
Do all of those kinds of crystals have things inside the crystals?
Well, Kaiba shards are known for like trapping things inside of them.
Okay.
So that's how like the elemental ships moves. Like we had to I think I was in discussions with Odiana about trapping a fire elemental or something. We were gonna figure out how to do that, or have to trade with some gnomes from Zalago, because they're like really, really good at that. That's like their thing. Probably wouldn't need to trade it for it. I wonder if this came from Zalago. Anyways, so yeah, you trap things in them to use their essence. So yeah, there's something trapped in there. Probably the other two, I'm gonna imagine.
One in
Wow.
each? One in each?
I'm guessing, but probably. I mean, I could try to talk to all of them if you want.
Did you learn anything from this one? Would talking to the other ones be beneficial in some respect?
I mean, it doesn't remember what it was or what its name was. It's been in there a while. It, I think, was grateful that we woke it up. So good one on you. And I don't know. Like it like got really hot in there because it was like trying to show me its stuff.
We saw that.
Yeah, got really bright in here.
Hey, okay. Yeah. Bruce checks his torso for ice to see if there's any physical ice as opposed to just metaphysical.
Your shirt is damp.
I'm sweating. Yeah, so it got like really warm, but Kuma's got it. Yeah, it looked like a giant shadowy, like dark fire dragon. Like the ones in the books we've seen.
Yeah.
Like that, kind of like that head.
It sounds cool.
Yeah, like that head we saw of the thing, but like more and not made out of, machinery.
And I know I've run us over our break time, so we're going to go ahead and take a quick break here. And welcome back. The Shadowslayers have discovered what seems to be 3 massive dragon shards that give the White Hearth facility its power. Upon extending his aberrant dragon mark senses toward the crystal, Bruce was actually able to communicate with the crystal and the spirit that is bound inside it. Having been released from the crystal and pushed back, the party anxiously waits to see what they may or may not have done. Shadowslayers, what's next?
Let's go exploring.
Yeah.
Rix is like, I want to see what we did. And if it made a difference up there.
Let's go
Just
check
as a
on.
reminder, we have meat, the bag of holding. Throwing that out there.
We have what?
Meat in the bag of holding. Uncooked meat.
Say it's good for like a couple days, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Going to go and
Right.
eat food and take care of ourselves a little bit.
Yeah, let's-
too. That's what she's meaning.
We can explore first and just try
just explore just a little day. On our way back up, have a nice meal, sleep for 12 hours, except
12
No.
hours.
I just want to sleep for 12 hours.
Oh, that's fair. Alright, let's go. And I walk away from this and immediately start going up the stairs.
So how do you know where you open stuff up at?
We'll find out.
We don't. We just look.
It's called exploring. You did lots of that, didn't you?
It's easier when it's a big open world.
That's fair.
Everybody begins heading up the stairs, yes?
Mhm.
Yep.
Like, part of me wants to make a big bold statement, part of me is like, maybe?
Bruce rushes over to the destruct thing.
System.
I mean, it would simplify some things, but it would still doom the world.
It's okay. The world would end, but wouldn't care.
Yeah, but it would take a while, and Frederick might suffer. Okay? Just important to her.
I'm
Has synaptic dragon shard spirits reach into everybody's heads and pull out everybody they know and instantly kill them all. The world goes on.
Cool. So I guess that's the end?
That's the secret of the facility remains secret. Just dead bodies all over the world.
Secrets.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Okay, sorry. Everybody heads upstairs.
Nyx is gonna make sure to be last to go upstairs.
I think I was putting myself first upstairs, so.
So you all gradually ascend the stairway, get to the ladder, go up the ladder, come out where that central point is.
So basically, Nyx found the maintenance key?
Probably not maintenance. It's probably more like the control panel.
Yeah, but it's the blue is the lower security. You just need 4 low
No.
security keys.
Yes, but you need 4 blue keys, which means it's 4 people that have to go down there together. Or
Not really, because she put one in and it was just hanging there. So.
yeah, I suppose one person with 4 keys could do it, but
I think maybe it's just for the custodians.
I just want to point out that we found the entrance to the giant engines that run this place in a self-destruct lever before we found the one that opens up that goddamn hatch.
yep.
Wait,
You're speaking
Anyway.
too loud. You're speaking too loud.
Your mic's cutting you off.
Your mic was like, nope, not gonna let you say that.
I don't know. With Nyx, half the time I think it's just trying to censor her. I'm just imagining her with Nyx cussing. Because usually it's something.
You do notice as you approach this floor that there's just more ambient light around.
Rix doesn't.
It's just the same to me.
Seems the same.
So, anything feel different?
It's brighter.
Oh, is it?
Can't tell.
No. It's
Having
I mean, I could. It's a little bit of a difference. I guess that they look brighter when I'm looking at the lights, but
What happens when you close your eyes?
I see my eyelids very
So it's just,
clearly.
you just see red all the time.
let's go.
when Rick says, "Does anything feel different?" Bruce feels himself.
Alright.
Does he
So
notice the dragon mark at that point?
Yeah, your dragon mark, you're used to feeling warmth here. You kind of feel down. It feels like it's farther, like up under your what?
It's like pulls his shirt a little bit, but his shirts are fairly like conformed, so he doesn't have like a lot of pull.
it's taut very quickly.
They're form fitting.
Yeah, but
He goes to
even
the
as you
floor.
do, you can see that you you should not be able to see it as far as you get up your shirt, and then you realize that you can see bits of it.
What are you? Looks over at the group.
Well, what
What are
passive?
you doing?
Did something happen to your mark?
Z, you notice that he is rather pointedly looking at his mark and then looking at the rest of the group.
Which I guess is now coming up onto like his clavicle area.
Did your mark grow?
Was it at the
It
same
is.
time that Nyx has moved? We seem to have these things happen all at once.
For whatever.
Sometimes.
Well, I mean, but yeah. Well,
Nobody
Allie
knows.
gifted us because we let her pray.
So do you pull your shirt up off all the way, or just kind of still looking down at it?
He's gonna just like look at his look down and then be like, "I'm gonna check this out later."
Okay.
So, are we going to keep making our way back to Odiona and Colin?
Yep.
Okay. So, green key to the next junction.
Do you think this would affect the teleportation spell, Snake?
We can check on it. I mean, we really didn't look at it last time. We just knew that the area was still broken.
Yeah, hopefully Allie didn't do anything to it.
Any new things that you see here, Nyx?
Seeing anything? I'll keep my eyes out.
Okay.
Again, there seems to be more ambient light in this chamber as you kind of move your way down.
Do we want to see if we can get into the crystal room?
Well, I think
Or
we're
are we
gonna.
going to avoid that temptation?
I think that's a cool thing that we don't really need to worry about at this precise second.
Okay.
Find out with Z on that one. We want to check on the teleportation circle, though, right?
Sure.
Yeah, just
Okay. All yellow door, please, sir.
Is everything still off?
Everything is still off.
Everything is still off. Brotor's ghost is not there. Sorry.
Yeah, where have you been? Where have you? Oh, okay. All right,
Don't
I
leave.
make my way down. Making my way downtown.
Oh no!
Running fast with my dash
It's fine.
as a bonus
Cherry,
action.
shouldn't you like, go, since you
Thank
speak.
you. She was trying to go between the blades. Got stuck in them.
pew, 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 pew.
Token here.
Remember to give her space or
I
it
think I see-
space.
I don't think I see Nyx anywhere. Where's Nyx?
I was gonna say I don't see my token.
Off the map.
Okay.
What do we need to do?
You want me to pull her out?
Yes, please.
I didn't.
She keep getting stuck in that.
At that time, I thought I was in a sensible place, but it got me stuck in the wall again.
Oh. Hello? I'm just coming to check on you. I'm gonna let you know I'm here. I don't know if you can hear. But just a little heads up.
Peeking my head in.
Stepping closer. Okay.
Don't get too close.
And I just
She
wanted
was
to.
territorial, or it was. I don't know which measure.
Don't assume it's gender.
Hi. I wanted to check to see how you were doing, and I wanted to know if we turned on some power. I don't know if maybe that might affect you or not, positive or negative. You okay?
Takes a moment and says, just staring at you.
She said that in her new language, right?
Yeah, I was trying to resonate.
Hungry. Is the sense you get back from it.
So turning the power on didn't help?
Maybe it just needs spell components.
What was that?
Hungry.
Do you know what you might need?
Cherry, what's going on?
Just say hungry again. I'm gonna leave and I'll go just come back later and try feeding you things.
Well, we got these bags of apples.
Hey, there's all that raw meat. It's kind of snakish.
Bruce has the bags of apples.
Look at the bushel on his back. Oh, bushel britches.
You know, doesn't teleportation circle like have material components? Maybe you need to feed it that.
I think it uses like chalk or something, but Rix doesn't know that.
I might have some chalk.
I think it's like
Magic.
gem does. Chalk costs.
All right, let's see how many pinches I have left.
Would you want to save it to when we actually want to use it, or?
I just wanted to know that we're friendly.
Oh, okay. She knows how to entice the wild. You feed them.
Okay, I'm gonna try. I have one. I'm gonna try one pinch of low quality. Wait, should I do Kyber or should I stick with Sybaris?
Can you do an Arcana check to figure out which one?
Do I know if Kyber would be dangerous here? Or
Roll me an Arcana check.
I'm gonna feed the
He seems confused by it.
Well, every time we talk about kyber shards, everyone shards, so
I mean, having recently learned that you could substitute out Kyber shard pinches of Kyber shard dust for potentially explosive ramifications and things.
Okay, that's
It-
right.
I mean, it's your guess is as good as you think. Maybe. I mean, you fed Burning Hands oil.
Yeah, and that made sense because they wanted. If you want fire to grow and be happy, you can. So
yeah, but what do you give an ethereal dragon thingy?
runes,
But we do I want to try the meat?
all
I
right,
said that like 2 minutes ago.
I know.
all right. I'm gonna put out just like layout. I'm gonna put an apple, piece of meat. I wonder if I have chalk.
We don't know that, though. None of us are familiar enough with that spell for you to be able to ascertain that chalk is something that it would consume.
Arcana
A
check?
book gave Z that spell, so she would be familiar enough to know that.
Yeah, so she could pipe up and offer it if you guys have the chalk. I think it's chalk, right? Because you have to use the chalk to draw the runes out.
I
See,
think
do you
it's
know
like
what
ground up
components?
runes or something.
Do you know what components a teleport spell requires?
I was trying to look it up in my spell book, and for some odd reason, when I'm trying to search in spells, I keep opening up a Google window, which is not very handy.
You just type up teleportation 5e.
Well,
You figure out that teleportation circles require rare chalks and inks infused with precious gems. A GP cost is listed as 50 GP worth.
We throw the money at it. Will that work?
I'll put down a gold coin. So I got an apple, meat, a gold coin. I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna give you this pinch of dust, but if it's gonna make you explode or do some damage, I'm gonna trust you not to eat it, okay?
It's really explosive farts, that's all.
I still think it might have the mindset of an animal. So
All right, I'm gonna put those 4 things down and step away. I mean, how are we supposed to ask it to teleport us later if it's not friendly with us?
No one's stopping you from doing that. We're just trying to figure out what the best options are.
So 50 GP gemstones include things like bloodstones, carnelian, chalcedony, chrysoprase, citrine, jasper, moonstone, onyx, quartz, sardonyx, star rose quartz, and zircon.
It's okay, don't we have some gemstones?
Yeah, let me look.
As you begin laying out what looks like a bunch of delicious treats.
Okay, and I'll put 2 of the gems down that I've got. The blue tourmaline and an amethyst.
And what's the worth of the gems?
They're both 100 each, actually. Maybe I shouldn't put down both.
Don't put down both. Don't put down both.
Okay, I put down the amethyst.
It begins to uncoil itself. You see it in a little bit more of a living representation as it comes down the stairs and like hovers over the apple and hovers over the meat. Rix, roll me a perception check.
Oh, goody. Let's see how well it does today. Ooh,
Nice.
my attack rolls are gonna suck.
As it kind of noses over the meat and moves on, like you kind of instinctively glance at the body of the captain that was there, and you don't notice any bite marks or anything that would have made you think that it would eaten it if the body had been there. So your best get meat it's kind of like a confirmation to you that meat is not what it eats.
No. Okay.
And that's reassuring.
So you said you had. Did you put the dust down and the gems, or
I put down an amethyst, a pinch of kyber dust, and a gold coin just to see.
kind of hovers over
hide.
the gold coin? It stops. It kind of sits over there for a moment and then moves on. Hovers over the gemstone, and it starts to get kind of twitchy and excited. And then it kind of comes to the kyber dust. And then it's like kind of back and forth and back and forth. And then you just kind of see it kind of elongate its face part and kind of come down on both the gem and the kyber dust. At which point it
Creepy.
Uh-oh.
it changes color upon consuming the kyber dust.
Cool.
And as you watch, it almost seems to get bigger.
Cool. Cherry.
Does it look violent?
No, it looks very like you get nothing but kind of happy, elated emotions, almost like like Ash when she greets people at the door, or Jessie used to.
Does she pee herself?
Super happy.
I mean, no. Is there like a little like puddle underneath it now?
Not quite that happy.
I'll bring you back some more later. Take care. Be good.
I just adopted its living spell. I kind of love it.
I want to pet it, but oh.
So far, all of our pets have left us.
Is it following us?
Rotor.
Mike, is it following us?
It does seem to be wanting to follow Cherry.
Cherry, you might want to tell it to stay.
Stay. It's okay. We'll be back. It's okay. I promise I'll bring my.
Do you think it can attack the Emerald Claw for us?
Teleport him away.
Just teleport them 200 feet in the air.
And then you can just go like cut his throat so you're the one who kills him.
Or,
Roll
in honor of Jared, 440 feet in the air.
Check.
What'd you say?
Roll for me an intelligence-based persuasion check.
Oh.
If you have proficiency in... That's basically what he means.
Mhm.
Add
Yes.
proficiency
I don't
bonus.
remember if you have. I don't think you have persuasion, so it's a D20
Yes,
plus.
yes,
I
your-
do have proficiency in persuasion.
So you'll add your...
Nice.
Yep. So you'll do an intelligence check plus your proficiency bonus.
Somehow I have two Z's.
So 22.
It looks sad, but it does kind of back up to its little place up here and slowly starts to sink back into the circle.
Maybe tell it to guard it. And when you come back, you'll bring it a treat.
Bring you a treat, and if anybody mean comes along, well, make
Eat
sure
'em.
Sanim,
We're
Eat 'em.
nice. Tell them we're nice.
we're nice. There's also this nice human couple that's nice. If they have a baby, just be good. You're
Undead Minotaurs,
Rip
kill them.
rip their throats out.
gonna go.
It starts to look confused at everything that's being hollered down the hall at it.
Well, we assume that she has to translate for us.
I'm not relating much of that. No.
Okay, so we make our way back out.
Slowly, you see it's kind of slowly spin around into its little circular form and kind of sink back into the floor.
Okay, guys, what do you think about Telly as a name?
Telly, okay.
Living spell.
You just,
I mean-
we just,
Telly. Oh,
you know,
guess I
you
did.
now that you've got multiple pets, you're gonna have to make sure that, you know, none of them realize you might have a favorite and that it's Fixer.
Like he's my baby.
I know, but you don't know how well that thing is going to respond to finding out it's not your favorite.
Might decide to send your favorite somewhere else.
Uh,
Where's Fixer? I don't know.
just find the remains of his bio, like his luminescence on the floor. Just kick it under a rug. All right. Orange.
So how did that go?
Oh, we did use the.
Happy.
Oh gosh, what was the sequence? It was red, orange, yellow.
we don't have the purple, right? So we had to do red and orange.
I think it's red. It was red and orange.
Yeah.
So
I know-
insert the red keys, the orange keys.
Hey guys, speaking of names, I'm gonna hold up my what was once AT-12. This is now an Eldritch Cannon. I have theories as to why it is, but AT it needs a different name because AT is
You said it was
Arcane
Eldritch Cannon.
yeah.
Call it
AC
Ellie.
13.
Ellie. Walking up the stairs.
Ellie.
Yeah, set up the
You're really
stairs.
confused. You have Telly and Ellie.
I think about it.
It's not confusing at all.
Call it AC 13.
EC. Well, no, but it's version 1.0.
Okay. AC 1.
I mean, AT. Oh man, we had so many prototypes we were doing as a team. I'm just glad they let me keep one until I blew it up and it decided to change what it was. I have theories. I think I have some ideas. Just like ripples in the space-time continuum. I'm not gonna complain. It's now a little easier to carry and it's just kind of like sim. Fix her on one shoulder.
I think we go all the way up the stairs to the doors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these stairs stop at those doors, right? When the librarian was talking about going more.
Right.
I thought that implied that they're
Oh, you just put us back here. Thank you.
Oh, hey, Odiana.
So yeah, we're just gonna head back.
Yeah. So we're just gonna go there.
Does everything seem normal as we get into the main area and head towards Colin and Odiana?
Odiana doesn't seem to be over by Colin.
I'm
I'll go
going-
back on there. See if-
Yeah. I'm
We
gonna.
didn't see her as we walked in, right? Because I mean, we would have looked over to the right. Can't hear you. Sorry.
Yeah, you did not see her.
Do we see the baby?
Is she gathering up class?
I have moved over here. Hey, Odiana.
She
Mhm.
kind of pokes her head up from
What?
the other side of the chest.
What are you doing?
I dropped the glass bowl back here, and she picks up the empty glass bowl.
There's just this like flat expression on my face, so she knows. Like, I know that's not what happened.
When Zani sees her over by the stuff, she would be like, "Oh wait, you wanted me to reduce that thing, right? So we can get it in the thing."
Yeah.
Okay. So Z would go over, pull it out, reduce it big enough that it's able to get into the bag of holding.
Oh,
Oh,
As you approach
yes.
and go look at it, you lift up the chest and you see that it is unwrapped and it is there. And Odiana has kind of rotated it so it's sitting upright and
No,
pretty
no.
much looks like Odiana has been looking at this for quite a while now.
What have
That
Okay. No, don't. No anger or anything.
What is this?
Trouble?
Call it the banana table.
Banana table?
That's our code word.
We're trying not to call it what it is because you never know who might be listening in. And
I see. So it's something important then.
it's a very troublesome banana.
Banana.
It's also
Banana
now an eighth
costume.
the size that it was.
Did Julia come over with C?
No, I think she went looking for Odiana, and
Cherry?
We went back here when we didn't find her.
Cherry! Cherry!
I'm coming.
Cherry!
Bruce, as you see that Colin is over here, he's kind of leaned up against one of the work tables, and he's got barnacle kind of on his chest, and he's kind of fallen. He looks like he's just kind of fallen asleep, just chilling out, holding the baby on his chest. The baby's in the barnacle. It's not like if he let go, the baby would fall, but he just kind of has his hands lightly on there. He's just kind of taking a slight nap.
Okay. They'll leave him.
Like his eyes kind of open when he hears Rick's calling out for Cherry, and
Glad the slave colors lets them have naps.
kind of stretches his arms and looks around. Where's Odiana? Where's she? Where is she?
Does Bruce have any idea where Oriana is?
Well, you hear them calling
Heard-
for Cherry.
Yeah, I heard calling for Cherry, but I thought she was.
Yeah, at this point, he looks up. Maybe she's on the ship, and he starts to climb up the ladder into the ship and goes down to check the bed area.
Hey guys, where do you leave the baby? You take a baby with?
Baby's with him.
He's got the
Hey
big-
guys,
Hello.
where'd Colin go?
He went in the ship to look for Oriana.
Oh, she's out here. She was at the thing with the glass.
Your footsteps moving throughout the ship. Colin comes back down. She's out here. Where is she?
Really?
Colin moves quickly up towards that direction to make sure everything's okay.
I'm going to go where Odiana had he was using a workbench as a cooking table.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I did collect up the meat and the app and the gold.
And I'm gonna
Okay.
take the bag. What is it? The
Rest it
bag
off
of
the meat.
green apples from Bruce. And I'm gonna start working on a second pie. Oh, dang it! I need the rest of the ingredients from Galera. Dang it! Let's go all the way across the room.
You start pairing apples, but Jalira should be coming back soon. So
Okay. I give some raw meat to Laura.
Prestidigitation, the meat that was on the floor.
something that was about the size of the manhole kind of shrinks down to roughly that. I'm not good with circumference and reducing sizes of circles.
It's not travel size for your convenience.
It's almost smaller than the piece of the banana that you already have, or the pieces of the banana that you already have.
We will call the other pieces the banana peels. She just says that like randomly, but not exactly expected it to be taken seriously.
And there was a great banana that was above all other bananas.
So we found some food.
Food?
Go ahead and look at other doors to see if I can, because we're not at the entrance. We learned that, right?
No. We know that this door over here is likely it's going to look over a cliff. And it is not said front door. The one on this side. Right? That was
Right.
That opens up to a cliffside. This one might lead to the staircase to lead upwards. I don't know though.
Israel, if you're talking, I can't hear you. Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Right. We could try to, I mean, the door's got spells on it. the alarm spells on it. So we'd have to take those down so we could open that door, see where it goes. I think we all want to have a meal first. Is that what the plan was? I kind of looked to them and were like, did you notice anything different happen while you were working?
Odiana's like, just recently all the lights flared really, really bright. And there was some kind of disruption over by the creatures in the cauldron.
Disruption? What do you mean?
Does it look?
Like they seem to get agitated.
Maybe they didn't like the flare up. It's good to know, though. Don't know.
It wasn't long. They just started just moving in irritation a little bit more. The machine attached to it looked like it suddenly output a lot more heat really quickly, but
maybe
it wasn't a long thing. It didn't last long.
How come they leave you alone?
I don't know.
Maybe she has. They can sense us. I want to see it again. Hey, Odiana. We found some meats. They're in good condition, but I don't want to stick the meats in your furnace without permission.
Go for it. That sounds delicious.
Baby's probably too young for chocolate, though, right? Yeah. I found some chocolate mix and some milk, and so if anybody wants some, maybe we could just like split it up.
Odiana, could I talk to you for a moment about the banana?
I actually had something else I wanted to talk to you about too, Odiana. I could wait, or I could.
It won't take long.
She looks at Colin. Colin just gives her this kind of eye, like, you were over there again, weren't you? She just kind of nods her head. He sighs, but moves along, comes back down here to let you guys have whatever discussion you need to have. He does give her the baby, though.
Alright, cool. Alright. So I guess
Kids is gonna pull.
Cool, thank you.
Go ahead. Colin, Colin. Okay, we got sugar. I think we got more flour. I think we had some rice. Here's some cheese. Maybe we'll have some cheese today. Yeah. Cheese there, and I think Rose is leaving all the apples for you. Maybe we'll take some before we leave. I don't know what's going on.
You guys are leaving? When are you leaving?
Oh no, just going back upstairs to try and head off the that are coming.
Yeah, the guys that are coming. We're gonna try to
The
stop.
the furnace is still warm, right? Bruce has put several apples by the furnace to cook.
And there's meat. Well, Odie only gave kids permission to put meat in the furnace, so she found some of her cooking utensils, and she put the meat on.
I want a steak now.
Maybe she found some oil to drizzle over it, some seasonings. But she's basically planning on leaving a bunch of stuff here just to add more flavor to what they had been allotted by Callista.
Okay.
Clytemnestra. Krista.
How about we just call her that? No, wait, did we get her confused with the other?
I'm the one that gets Kenneth and Karnath mixed up.
That's fair. We kind of don't like them both, I think.
Julia, did you just like hand kiss holding for foodstuffs?
I might have, yeah.
I think I forcibly took the bag of holding from you so I could pull all the stuff out.
I look to Odiana and I'm like, how much have you looked at that thing?
Well,
You're not in trouble. I just need to know what to potentially brace for if it might have sped up the timeline. That's all. I can't hear you.
she's making non-committal sounds like the faces you see me making. I mean, it wasn't right after you all left the room. I had to wait for Colin and the little one to fall asleep for a nap. But I've gone over it for a little while.
Were you able to ascertain anything about it?
No, and it's terribly annoying. I feel like I should. I feel like I should be able to look at it and know what it is. But I don't.
It's likely the spell that you're under is, whatever it is, blocking that part of your brain. How?
Speaking of that spell, is your friend able to remove it, or does she need more time?
She needs more time. I suspect that spell is very powerful, and it will. She might have some luck, but the chances right now are very low of success. But we're trying and doing our best to get to a place where you don't have that hanging over your head. But I do worry that if whoever casts that on you feels as though that spell has lost its grip on you, they might use those collars you're wearing.
See, do you know if that's something they would be aware of?
We're having this conversation over here.
Oh. Not sure how well sound was carrying. I mean, it's 50 feet away.
I'm just saying, is whatever we're doing to break her hold over you, we have to be very careful. We want to make sure that you are all getting out of here alive. How often did you have that box open?
Well, not the whole time you were gone. And I tried to shut it and walk away, especially when I felt like somebody was watching me. But then I moved on and shut it. And then, but I came back to it because it's just such a curious thing.
Felt like someone was watching with you.
I felt like somebody was watching me.
Well, it's not in the box anymore, so, and it's somewhere safer, I think. But we don't know who was looking over your shoulder, so to speak. And we have to be careful what they do with that knowledge. Because while you may not know immediately, they might recognize it for what it is. Whew. Are you alright otherwise, though? No headaches or anything?
We generally can get like a small break in the afternoons or the evenings or whatever. At some point, after we've taken a long sleep, we can get another rest somewhere around midday. As far as we can reckon, I don't actually know what time it is. I just assume that when we're sleepy, it's night, and our afternoon rest time is is in the afternoon. I can't tell you if it is or not, but that's my best assumption. That's how I've been treating the days.
You know, being down here as long as we have, sort of lost track of that too. Right now, we're just basing our sleep on potential arrival. Let's get you fed, all of us fed, and possibly prepared for a night's rest.
Sounds wonderful.
So let's go. I kind of gently motion for her and the barnacle to go.
Lear, you said you wanted to talk to Odiana too. Did you come up during this conversation or before or after?
I waited.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, as he's kind of motioning forward, I guess I can look at you and be like, oh, I'll excuse myself and I'll go this way.
I wanted to show you something. And she's gonna pull out Eldrid's cat, and she's like, "This used to be an arcane turret, and it detonated. Okay, it's super complicated, but I think you and I made this in a different timeline."
I'm sorry, what?
I just wanted to does any of it look familiar? In a different timeline, you taught me how a bunch of artifice stuff. And I don't remember much about it anymore, but I remember some stuff
Like
that you taught
before I can remember things.
No, but there was some really weird magic hit. Well, it hit Bruce. Some of it leaked onto me, and I think it affected. I mean, it's really weird, and I mean, Kiz isn't thrilled with the idea that time can be changed with some magic because she lost her parents, and so the idea of time magic is frankly not something I really want to think about. But something happened. Maybe someday, between the three of us, you, me, and Z, we could try to research it, but I think it was just like some sort of weird ripple. Maybe I shouldn't have. I don't know.
So the more you talk, the more confused she starts to look, and like then you're talking about changing timelines, and you bring up Kiz's parents, and she gets a really sad look on her face.
I guess I was just excited that I might have some remnant of that friendship that we apparently might have had if life had gone differently. I want to go see if this needs help. Did you want to look at it?
Sure.
I don't know what to call it yet. It used to be called AT-12 when it was an arcane turret because, well, my guild, I made it with my guild and we were doing a bunch of prototypes and they let me keep one of them.
What do you call that? She points at Fixer.
That's Fixer.
And what does he do?
He fixes.
What does this do?
It shoots. It can do, let's see.
Why don't you call it Boomer?
I love it.
It's not a tumor. Sorry.
Boomer? I like it. Thanks. Friends. Hey guys! It's called Boomer now, okay?
Okay.
What?
Zaneem, what are you doing?
Mm. Mhm. Probably hanging out with the group.
You're super
You're-
blurry. The pillow that you're laying on is blocking your microphone.
Yeah, is that better?
Kinda.
It's still really muffled.
Okay.
That's better.
Okay.
Shoot, I've had the key.
Hanging around with everybody while Kiz fixes dinner and
Hey Z, do you have any more? I know you rested and got a bit of your strength back. Any chance you want to try?
sure.
Is there any way we could help?
Nope.
Are you sure?
I've got one shot. Do you want me to try it on Odiana or Colin?
Look at the two of them. If only one of you is able to wake up today, who do you want it to be? Which one of you is more emotionally stable?
What's emotionally stable?
I'll explain when you're older.
You know, Bruce.
Do you know Bruce?
So,
They
Odia,
both turn to look at each other, like have this kind of conversation with, and then they both point at each other.
I'm not gonna lie, from my experience, no offense, Colin Farrell, but I think Odiana is a bit more.
Okay.
A bit of a
So,
cannon, and you kind of fire magic, and I don't want you like attacking a collar because you remember, and you know. Before she does that, is there anything else people want to try to do to help?
Throw a whole bunch of dragon dust at it.
Like Kiz and a cantrip?
Can I think of anything that I could do to help?
Would it help if you could smell the cooking meats and the cooking pie?
Do you have a guidance? Would a skill check? Would that be considered a skill check?
Yeah, I did get that recently.
However, I don't think Kiz knows she has that.
Come on, roleplay it, Kiz.
How would I do that? Because she's so concerned.
Pat her on the back, trying to be reassured.
Okay. So, would it help if I brought you a pie? All right. She cuts up the existing pie.
Yeah, get that house stuff going. I'll give you some food. Food helps everything.
Well, her new feat is called "Life Finds a Way," right?
I love it.
Keeping everybody.
You bring Z a piece of pie, like Z. You're like, I'm not entirely sure how this is supposed to help, but you eat the piece of pie. As you do, like as you take that bite, and Kiz's mark kind of flares slightly, and you feel like you might have a little bit of extra guidance in this opportunity. And
Does Kiz feel like the energy leave her, like when she's done magic before?
I think she probably notices it. It's just like, what did you do? Still doesn't talk to me.
You're okay, thank God.
So, Zanine, you need to roll a intelligence check, or you need to roll a spellcasting check.
D20 plus your spellcasting modifier, so this would be an intelligence check.
Plus a D4.
Kizzle thinks she always has to provide food when she does this stuff.
She's gone.
It just spelled her.
She dispelled her. Welcome back, Zanine. Nope, there she's gone.
Oh.
Alright. So she needs to roll an intelligence check and then add a D4.
So I need you to roll an intelligence check. Zanim, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Are you waiting for your character sheet to load?
No, I'm trying to make things happen. Then I'm punching buttons and everything's going. Woo!
You can add a D4.
Add a D4.
You need it. But
Sure.
On the plus side, it came through. You still need to roll a d4 for us if you can. Can you click the pink button on Kizriel's thing?
yep. Well, if she's in.
22.
Okay, total of 22. Zanim, as you place your hands upon Odiana, attempting the spell for a third time, you have that momentary thought in your head that kind of that momentary doubt because you failed twice kind of starts to like sneak in just a little bit and make you think, can you do this? Are you sure you're strong enough to do this?
It's technically
And-
our fourth time.
Yeah, actually. But yeah, continue.
And almost as if almost as if you're like reaching into yourself for this you feel that warm piece of pie kind of bolster your knowledge, bolster your strength, and you also feel this calm, reassuring hand on your shoulder, as if somebody's there telling you it's going to be okay, you've got this.
Thanks, Monitor.
And you guys watch as Odiana's face she kind of slumps down. And almost as if like years of age and worn unhappiness kind of start to kind of slough off of her. And you see her look up and she looks straight at Bruce and she goes, Bruce? And she just begins to bolt running towards you. But as you watch, you see the collar pulse.
Knew it!
And like mid-step, she passes out and falls on the ground.
Can I do a medicine check on her?
She
Yes, you can
breathing?
do medicine.
Just.
That's what I was worried about.
I think she's breathing. Maybe.
You're fairly sure that she's breathing. Colin on the other hand is just like watching, like, what's just happened? What's going on? Is she okay? Is the baby okay?
Do we need
Where's
to
the
be on-
baby?
She was still holding the baby.
She was holding the baby and she passed out with it.
Oh, okay. Catching baby. Okay.
The baby. She did manage to fall not onto the infant. The infant is very fussy about this, though, and
Starts bawling.
For now, I'm gonna try and hopefully not F this up. I'm gonna try using healing light on her. Just one die. Let's see if she just needs some healing or whatever.
If healing
Is there
works.
any way that I can
I
know?
will see if the healing actually works. Hopefully it's not causing harm.
I know that it isn't actually fully activated where it will kill someone if it is meddled with, right?
what'd you say?
What does Nyx know about this collar? What activated what happened?
Having not played with this exact model of collar, you're not entirely sure. However, from what Z had said, when she looked at Colin's collar had a spell effect. And I do believe it was, if she looked at Colin's collar, it was that he would be the subject of an inflict wounds spell, which means necrotic energy would have pulsed out and raced throughout his body. She does not look like that's happened to her.
What is the side effect of my healing?
Your healing light, her body seems to like it was tense. It seems to kind of relax a little.
There's no side effect of it?
Oh, right. You're healing in the Mornland. I haven't hit that button in so long.
I know, that's why I'm worried.
Has it had much of an effect in the facility?
In the facility, well, when we're outside under the aberrant sky, it just didn't work. When we tried it in here, it didn't seem to work at first, but then we drank the potions, and then it seemed to...
We haven't.
Alright, so
I think it's a roll.
she's got 2 points of healing to her, whatever it did. That would do for her.
Exciting. I haven't used that button in forever.
So with a 2 wisdom saving throw, I think Bruce is going to attempt to wrench the collar apart.
No!
Can I stop him?
Can we any of us stop him? He's too strong.
Can we all stop him? We're all like hanging on him, saying, "Please stop." Can we all make persuasion checks?
Well, as we try to block him, does he just push through us?
Gosh, Rix is just going to shout, "Don't! You'll kill her!"
Like, you see, from what you're telling me, Bruce sees this and sees this as a moment and opportunity to rip the collar from her, right?
I don't know if he sees it as an opportunity in so much as like he just saw recognition in her eyes and basically got somebody back for the first time in how many years, and he immediately lost it, and he doesn't know what the collar did to her.
But
So
at one
he's
point,
not going to let it do anything else to her.
Yes, but
Z told everybody after she did the magic that if we mess with the collar, it will kill her.
No, you said that with Collins.
yeah, but you can assume the same for hers too.
I'm trying to remember because I think there was a chance that we could like break it, but it was difficult.
What Nyx had said is that she's only seen them broken apart after someone's meddled with it and it blows up their head, basically.
So I feel like we would have tried really hard before this to make the point that don't touch the collar because it will kill them.
Which is why
But wisdom throw, so you know.
Which is why I just had Rix shout at him, "Don't do that, you'll kill her."
Giz is like jumping on his back, even though it doesn't do anything, saying, "Don't, no, you'll hurt her."
Bruce, can you roll me another wisdom saving throw? Okay. As you grab the collar and you start to rend as far as you can. The words of everybody around you saying, "No, stop!" You get this moment of quiet. Rix, I need you to roll me either a persuasion or an intimidation.
They're the same. I'll try to do a persuasion. Actually,
I mean, we're all trying to help.
If you're yelling at him, I'm more inclined to think it's an intimidation.
yeah, as well, especially if it's like, if you do that, you will kill her. Well, let's see how the roll. See how the roll goes. Ooh, 11. And I don't have inspiration anymore.
Okay, you guys. So, Mike, Nyx has a history with the slaves, and probably an authoritative tone that she never uses.
She also looks like an old lady. She could pull the grandma turn.
Well, she's not going to go there. She's more of, she's going to kind of access that older persona.
Okay.
And basically order Bruce to stop right now.
Okay. Go ahead and roll it.
Okay, and would that be an intimidation?
Yes.
Okay. not very good at this, but I don't know if there's a... And I suck at these rolls, seriously. Just probably pisses him off, actually.
Bruce, having spent time as a slave, recognizing that tone that Nyx tries to tap into just feeds into your ferocity. And as you go, you start to see the metal give. At which point, your dragon mark pulses out a wave of cold that puts ice pretty much on everything. An immediate layer of frost freezes over everything in the immediate vicinity.
How far out?
Within the radius of his rage.
So 10 feet.
10 feet every direction.
So all of us get covered in ice.
Okay, good. Doesn't get the furnace.
Gotta save that meat. And those apples.
And in that instant, you hear a quiet squeak. Which makes you immediately let go of the collar. As that pulse wave of ice kind of rolls up onto Colin, who's doing his best to hold the baby to his chest. And everybody freezes in this quiet, still moment. And then the baby starts to cry. And Kuma says, "Let go."
So I feel like Bruce would have raged as part of this.
Like part of that's part of what the freezing effect was.
How much damage did we take from that?
1.
More specifically, how
1
much
point?
damage did Barnacle take from it?
So in this rage state, your eyes are pure white, or in this case, what color do you think your eyes would be?
I think they just turn white. I don't think they.
Yeah, just bright, flaring white.
It's
Rick's-
kinda like
Everybody around Bruce appears to be encased almost in the fine sheet of ice.
I think I'm one of those people at this point. As I'm kind of like breaking free of it.
Like the frost is frozen your clothes stiff, and you just kind of move. Bruce, what do you do in that moment?
Is he still holding on to Odiana?
so. I
What's the
think
collar in his hand?
Bruce is like holding the collar, and he looks over. His eyes like burning white
Let
at
go.
the baby and at Colin.
Let go, Bruce.
Like breathe for a moment, just like holding it, and then he would like slowly place the collar and Odiana down. And then like stand there for a moment, breathing heavily, look around at the group. The white would fade from his eyes, and he looks fairly horrified by what he just did. And he would just, you just see him trying to get away from the group.
Bruce, don't.
Just kind of shoulders past Zanim and Jalira by them running.
I kind of momentarily look to see if anyone's going after, and then I look to Cherry, and I say, "Take care of her," about Odiana, and then I run in Bruce's direction.
Do you think she needs another heal?
I would like to try a magical tinkering, create odor smelling salts.
Sorry, I'm reading your ability. Okay, so this is one of your little tinkerings that you can do as an artificer, correct?
Yes.
It's the one of
So
level one thing.
What do you describe to me how you tinker out some smelling salt?
Well, the tinkering device that she has looks like this little clip, and
Mhm. These
I
were
think
formerly the devices you replaced one of Bruce's lamps with, right?
yeah. She just used pebbles that she would cast them on, and I think she just looked for the first thing that she could just cast it on, and
So
maybe it was
out
just
of
another pebble.
out of Odiana's shawl, you find what looks like a screw that she was using to work on the ship, and you grab the screw and you kind of roll it in your hands, and you think of what would be the scent that would wake me up out of a dead sleep. And you rub it, and then you stick it under her nose.
Metal burning.
Wood burning. She's a ship, right?
Mhm.
and Odiana, eyes open and like flare open wide, and she takes in a deep breath and looks around, and you see that her eyes aren't focused. Like halfway down her eyes is there's this film that seems to be kind of coming down over her eyes. The color of which is this kind of pale red almost. And as it comes down to the bottom, her eyes kind of focus and she looks at you and says, "Who are you?"
She was probably already crying with the whole Bruce thing, but so she's definitely gonna keep crying. She's like, "My name's Juliera. You're Odiana." I'm gonna help her up.
She's kind of looking around at everybody. There's a lot of people here.
This
And
is-
a big cat thing. And oh my.
It's okay. It's okay.
She looks
I'm
like she's
going
gonna
to-
swoon and faint again. Just
No, it's okay. One
Kiss,
step at a time.
Kiss reaches up to Colin, basically say, "Give me the baby."
She needs you.
Colin
She
gives
needs you.
Colin gives her the baby and he comes over here. Like as he approaches, she kind of flinches at first. And who are you?
He's the love of your life. He can take care of you.
Colin will turn. What did you do? Looking at Z.
It had a
We're
reset
gonna go.
button.
We're gonna go from there to the Bruce and Rick's conversation.
Nyx was following too. I'm not sure. She might have gone off by herself. Yeah. I kind of like peek into the room initially, and I'm like, Bruce.
Yeah. So Bruce ran into that room. Like, he kind of ran to, where that opens up into the first area, like, looked around, kind of ran in here, and then just kind of stumbled over. Was like, because are these like stairs or
Other desks.
desks? Okay. Probably like would have stumbled over, like leaning on the desk, and then is just like weeping. Just like
Is your aura
uncontrollably-
still up?
I don't think so.
Okay, just making sure. Rick's, I don't say anything. I just come over and I give him a hug.
You seek the solace of this quiet moment. You kind of put your hands down, taking a deep breath. You hear the barest hint. I'm sorry I had to stop you. I hurt your friends and I told you I wouldn't. But if you had broken that collar, it would have been worse.
There's a part of Bruce that registers that, but he is just sobbing. Like his
Mhm.
body is racked. And tears are just like streaming off his face, dripping onto the desk as he's like holding onto the desk to try to keep himself upright.
Roll me a strength check.
25.
That desk is not doing as well as it could.
Jeez.
Like you've kind of gripped on it. Like you don't even realize that you're gripping it hard enough to like imprint your hands into the wood itself. Like each sob, your fingers kind of sink, just kind of crack into the top of the surface a little bit more. At which point Rix comes in and you say you just kind of walk up to him and give him a hug.
I at first I kind of peek in, I'm like, Bruce, and then I see him crying, like sobbing, and I just I tried to come in from the side to give him a hug, but don't try to get in the way of that desk because that looks painful.
How do you react to Rix coming in and trying to give you a hug?
Again, I think he registers, but he...
Okay.
That's about it.
That was my feeling, is you were just so in the moment that you don't even really register that Rix has come in and has given you a hug. And it's...
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like it's just one of those like it's all these emotions that he keeps pushing down and trying to move past, and then he can't anymore.
Right.
And they explode out very ugly. And
Yeah.
usually, hurts
Right.
people during those times,
Yeah.
but he hasn't been able to hurt anybody in a while, so.
Yeah. I kind of reach up and I like put my hand on his shoulder just to kind of like hint to him at this point that I'm there if he needs me, but just to like let him kind of release what he's currently feeling.
And lastly, Nyx. Where are you going?
She just first have started to go after them, and then just she would have just gone up. She found a quiet place. She would just go up to murmur she was away from everyone else. A little bit hating herself for going back into that persona, but also just frustrated. Just be sitting somewhere, probably. Trying to keep control of herself.
Sit there, right, trying to, again, as you say, control yourself, figure out what's going on. Bruce, you are... Was it you who was like saying something about emotionally stable earlier? Bruce is currently experiencing the exact opposite of that. Back down here, Odiana is still kind of gazing around, trying to figure out what's happened.
I'm sorry. You have a slave collar on that wrecks your memory.
Kizril, as you go over to keep the meat from burning, because that's what you can do.
See,
Yes.
can you just try to calm him when he's calm? Take him back.
Z would be really hesitant. She's feeling really awful. But yeah, if somebody needs to hold the baby, she'd take the baby.
Yeah, he's crying because he got some cold damage. She wants to calm him before reintroducing him to his mother.
The baby does not seem to want to calm down. Keeps fussing louder and louder. You see that its skin is bright red.
Do you think it's safe for me to try healing him? I'm so scared it'll make it worse.
Rix did a heal earlier. Did it work?
We don't really know. Do you have a spell slot available to open the place where we know the healing works?
I don't think Jaleva's got a space for it. I don't have anything. Okay. She casts Goodberry, and she asks Colin to test it.
Colin's not in the middle of anything. He's fine.
I'll hold my hand out.
Colin's trying to keep himself together at this moment.
Give it. And I pop it in. Now I'm not going to have an appetite for the scrumptious meal, but...
Considering how loud a baby can cry, and this is a big, echoey chamber, does Bruce hear?
I'm sorry. What?
Man, I just glanced at the stream's feed.
What's going on?
Oh,
Who ate that one?
Jalera,
I did. What did I
you
get?
ate the berry. Right next to you. Not you don't feel anything. But right next to you, you feel cold. Infinite cold. And what looks like a circle of black begins to open right next to you. And that's where we're going to leave the session.
So, what post to?
Oh, I'm...